All right, good morning and welcome to Andrews the Podcast. Happy Saturday morning. Quick. As you get in here, man, please, if you don't mind, hit the like button so that we can get more people in. I want to talk about this. This thing got me looking crazy. It's too much AI. Too much AI. Thank you. Too much AI. I'm not comfortable looking computer generated, but that's another topic. This morning, I want to talk about the enemy within, right? Last night, we were talking about, the case in Georgetown County that should be a matter of national news. Definitely should be concern for the people in Georgetown County and Horry County, for that matter. And that's talking about this case right here with this guy right here. But I wanted to talk about some other stuff that I ran across last night. In doing that, some information was being fed to me, some numbers, and I've had some time now to sit down and really, you know, focusing on those numbers. And one of the things that and, and you simply can put in there uh, South Carolina, uh, are, are from stats from 20. Why aren't those? There's a lot of these type things. These the numbers. When I say these type things, um, what I'm talking about is crisis type health situations that are um, at a critical level. Nobody's keeping any stats on these things or on this type of thing. So these numbers that I read to you, that I read last night, were from, could possibly be 3-4 years ago. I don't know. I just don't know. Um, and it's not okay. So I know for sure I got some sound, right? You guys can hear me, right? Please tell me if you can hear me. I need to go back to that because apparently me having my crew out of town, my engineering skills are not quite up to par. But if you can hear me, please let me know in the chat that you can hear me clearly. Let me see. You can hear me, right? Please tell me. All right, so I can hear me. Yeah. So numbers, the numbers I'm talking about are, again, dealing with Georgetown County specifically as it relates to I'm finding these numbers now. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Travis, and good morning to you, sir. I hope your coffee is as good as mine. You see what that says there? Yeah, I got a little rough signal here, so hopefully it uh it catches up with me in a second. But I'm not going to be on long, so hopefully it catches up with me in a second. Because again, I wanted to talk about the enemy within, and what I mean by that is in these numbers, right? The Georgetown County numbers, the 54 confirmed cases of sexual abuse at a rate of 3.4 cases per 1,000. 74% of the victims are female. 26% are male. 59% of the perpetrators were parents or, or, or caregivers. That's the number that I'm talking about, and that's where I, in that regard, I just want to make a point to, and I'm probably still lagging, guys, and I apologize. Internet is doing something funky here this morning, but if it's lagging too much when I go back and watch it, I'll reload it because I'm recording it locally. Excuse me, as I'm streaming it out live. That's the marvels of modern technology, I guess. But anyway, the enemies within what that 59% says to me, and that number is probably low, um, is that we really need to start having community conversations about what it is you're doing. Not let me slow down because I really don't care what you're doing in your house, but we need to be asking ourselves because the enemy within is us. Okay, it's you and me. Okay, and whenever we're not doing our job, whenever we're not doing our job as in protecting these young people, then we become the enemy within the gate because it's under our watch. And again, I don't want to make anybody feel bad, which I don't care about if you feel bad or not. You should feel bad. Okay. Given this case that again should be a matter of national news in Georgetown County, where this man I'm about to put on the screen here was allowed to walk out of the jailhouse, walk out of the courtroom, excuse me, um, with a suspended sentence, 15 years suspended to 4 years probation. And the solicitor's justification in that is because the mom moved out of state and refused to come in. The mom and the child refused to come in. And I'm the worst part of that for me is when they said that the child um, is not, that's a child, and we're supposed to be here to protect these children. So I don't understand that at all. That made zero sense to me. Um, and I also got some information. Again, I haven't confirmed this yet. That this man has a child with the victim's mother. So that would mean, if that's true, again, I haven't confirmed that yet, but if that's true, then that would lead me to believe that he probably financed the mom's and that daughter's trip out of state. And it'd be interesting to watch that mother because I think she needs to be tracked. That's You wonder about these state agencies and what is their actual function. I mean, what did DSS say about this situation? But we're here to talk about us and what it is we need to be doing or not doing. Fifty-nine percent of the perpetrators, and this is in Georgetown County, 59% of the perpetrators were parents or caregivers. 22% of the perpetrators were other relatives. 10% of the perpetrators were friends or acquaintances. 9% of the perpetrators were strangers. Again, the farther you get the further you get away from the family, that child becomes more and more becomes less vulnerable according to this. So what is it that's going on in these homes that's um, causing people to sexualize these children? And these numbers don't even, because again, the numbers that I'm reading from this official website are and I'm not pulling it up because my signal is moving slow, but those are from 2022, possibly 2021. Ladies, are you checking to make sure that man is not getting up in the middle of the night and going in your daughter's room? That's probably uncomfortable. That's probably a little strong. That's probably a little whatever. I don't give it. I'm not bothered by that. This strange man who is not the father of this child. And the thing is, ladies, you're with these men in this kind of way. You have a sense of whether this man is weird or not, or at least you would think so. Or maybe you're just so caught up in wanting to be loved that the safety of the kids aren't the highest priority. I started this podcast because a couple different reasons, but one big main reason was because of the building situation, the town hall not being completed, uh, and and figuring out why, understanding why, and everything behind it. And so that led to one thing. And as I tracked that situation, I could not see like other things that were disturbing to me, and the lack of concern from those officials. I'm getting a giant amount of text, a lot of text. Um, okay, I'm in a group chat um, with a client today. Anyway, but it started out, me that $7 million, and it just seemed to me it looked and felt like, as I read it, and sounded like theft. It sounded like, you know crime, like real, just basically petty crime, like criminals, taking advantage of a pot of money that they didn't work for, and using it not so much for personal, okay, and that's where I think we get mistaken a lot of times, is when politicians do corrupt things, is not always necessarily, now the end result is going to end up being in some pocket somehow, some money's going to be funneled back their way, or something like that, or somebody they know will get hired on this board, or whatever, they'll appoint somebody, and they'll get kickbacks in that way. It's not a complicated thing, but that's not always the case. Sometimes it's inappropriate, for me, in my opinion, the way I see it. I don't know how you feel about it, for a public official public uh to take tax money collected from the public for the purpose of one thing, and using it for something else, to gain political, um you know to use it as a political advantage, to basically mislead the people, as in, hey, look, I'm doing this for you, but it's basically a sleight of hand trick, because, again, people don't have the time to get all into the details like I do. I don't even think I have the time, but I make the time. Um, but the enemy within, we need to watch that. We need to ask these questions. Um, some of you aunties, some of you cousins, some of you mamas, some of you grandmamas, some of you dads, some of you granddads. You need to ask, hey, what's going on with a random term right there? Why is this child listening to that kind of music? That's you know what I mean? Why is this child even aware of anything like that? That's another thing we don't do very good at, is separating. You know what I mean? Keeping child. Sometimes I've been to kids' parties, and if you're listening, you've been there. If you've done it, that's cool. Well, maybe I've done it, but I've been to kids' parties and been very, 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 very uncomfortable with the music selection. But we don't consider that. That's become we've become numb to that. And this is almost as if we just so caught up in the beat that we just, we that's all we care about, and we don't think about what's being said with the lyrics that's coming out of that speaker. And they don't have to be cursing, they don't have to be talking directly about something to be talking about something. Kids are very smart. Kids pick up on slang. These kids have languages that you can't even speak. You hear them talking to your friends in your house, and you don't know what they're talking about. Kids know a lot about the culture, but not a lot about things that could really help them, that could benefit them. Pay attention to that. It's disturbing. The enemy at the gate. The enemy inside the gate. No, the enemy's not at the gate. These enemies are inside. When they're tracking, and this is 2022. So does anybody really care of that whatever $1 trillion that they find, $1 billion that the state of South Carolina find? You don't think they could have done some kind of something, updated these numbers? I mean, let me run you through this here real fast one more time. This is just Georgetown County, and this is not all of them. Oh, so it's happening. I mean, you got all kinds of deviants, and it just seems as if you white, you need to. If you're white in Georgetown County, you're gonna have to do what this man did. You're gonna have to unalive him, or you know what I mean. You just got to keep doing it to where they just gonna. But you get away with one or two. They'll hit you with the third degree. It'll put it in the paper and draw it up, bum, 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 but then you won't hear anything about it because again, we don't have journalists that are aware of. I think they're more concerned about um, the new Georgetonian motel. People can care less what's affecting poor people, and this is what it's affecting. Look at these guys. Look at these guys. Come on, I mean, let's keep it real now. Now, he was, them little. I'm not saying all youth pastors, but we got two in this bunch right here. So you take from that what you may. Okay. And then now they've done some new legislation where they've softened their stance on gay pastors, I don't know, something like that coming in, and so it's all I don't know what it has anything to do with the word of Jesus Christ, and why that's so another topic. We'll get into that another day. But look at these guys. Look at them. But the thing that all of these guys have in common is that somebody like you or me granted them access to those children. Because in that list right there, it's not a lot of fathers doing that to their daughters. These are men that were given access to somebody's child. And the family situations don't get reported a lot of times because it's embarrassing. But anyway, I got someplace to be, something to do. Hey, enjoy you guys' coffee. Thank you for checking in this morning. Again, please, you've been here that's this long. I'm not charging you. Just hit the like button. Bam. Easy. Go ahead and just hit that for me. Please, go ahead, real fast. Bam. Hit that for me. Hit that for me. Please, somebody hit the like button now. I know it's early. It's just like, I'm not going to hit the like button.